Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Carol again, and today we're going to have a story about Stinky. He's the younger brother of Soccer and Meatball. Once upon a can of sardines sat a mouse named Stinky. Yes, Stinky. His real name was Stephanopoulos, but that seemed to be a lot of letters for a tiny mouse to take around. So, because Stephanopoulos loved to gnaw on garlic cloves and nibble onions, he was nicknamed Stinky. He was actually quite proud of his nickname. Stinky thought his name was fragrant. Stinky's mom, Lily told Stinky that his dad, Mac, almost named him after his favorite hat, the fedora. Stinky didn't think fedora fit him. Luckily, Mac decided to name his son after his favorite brother, Stephanopoulos Metropolis. Can you say that? Try it. Stephanopoulos Metropolis. Stinky lived in the pantry in a forgotten box of Christmas candy with his family. There he is, standing, hanging by his legs, upside down. One morning, Stinky was sitting atop a sardine can, awaiting his friends, Tid and Bit. Tid and Bit were ants from the baseboard colony, and they loved to ride in Stinky's vest pocket. It was better than a roller coaster when Stinky jumped from can to can in the pantry, and they would go up, up, and then down, down, until they reached their favorite spot that they visited every week. Tid and Bit would scurry out of their friend's pocket and head right for the sugar granules at the base of the canister, while Stinky made his way to bags of garlic cloves for a nibble. And there's Stinky, sitting on the can of sardines. But their friendship hadn't always been such a fun ride. When Tid and Bit first met Stinky, he was mindlessly slurping on an onion. After one especially large slurp, something suddenly stung Stinky's foot. "Ouch!" he cried. Stinky looked down, and there was a broomstick sticking out of his big toe, and beside his foot was Bit, yelling up at him, "Don't swallow! Don't swallow! You lapped up my brother! He's on your tongue!" And there's Stinky with the broom straw in his toe and Bit yelling at him. Puzzled, Stinky stuck out his tongue, and sure enough, there was Tid holding on for dear life. "Sorry," Stinky said, with his tongue still hanging out. His eyes crossed as he tried to see the little Tid. Stinky leaned down to let Tid slide off his tongue. Wet and weak-kneed, Tid was disgusted. There's a picture of Stinky and Tid hanging onto his tongue. Sorry, Stinky repeated. I didn't see you. Didn't you ever hear, look before you lick? Tid questioned as he tried himself off. No, admitted Stinky, but I've heard look before you leap. My dad has told me that a bunch of times. Ants don't leap, Bit stated briskly. Are you guys mad at me? Stinky asked. Well, you almost ate me, Tid pointed out. But I said I was sorry, Stinky answered quietly with a tear in his eye. There they are, trying to figure out if they can be friends. Tid and Bit and Stinky with a tear in his eye. Excuse us for a moment, Tid said as he and Bit stepped behind the onion bag to talk it over. A few minutes later, Bit called up to Stinky. Sometimes you just need to give people time to get over being scared and angry. Bit paused and then added, We forgive you, but please be more careful. You're not the only animal on the planet, you know. And there they are, learning to be friends again. Are you guys animals? Well, no, we're insects. But you have to be nice to everyone. Our mom said so. Everyone? Stinky asked. Even cats? I'm pretty sure cats are on the be nice to list, Bit said, scratching his head. Then Stinky questioned, What about anteaters? Should we be nice to them? Oh, no, not them, Tid and Bit rang out at the same time. But they're animals, Stinky said. Yes, but they eat ants, silly mouse. Well, cats eat mice, silly ants, Stinky said. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a mice. Oh dear, said Bit as he looked at Tid. There's the mice. And where are they? They're in Stinky's pocket. They're ready to take another ride. Maybe we have to be nice to some folks from a distance, offered Tid. Maybe, said Bit, thinking, but how do we know who to be nice to? Asked Bit, now puzzled. I think you can tell by how someone looks if you should be nice, suggested Tid. I don't think so, said Stinky, because Duff is a good-looking calico cat, but he'd eat me for lunch. And you can't tell how nice someone is by a present they offer you, because one time Duff left a piece of my favorite cheese on the floor. And when I leaned in to taste it, he tried to swat me with his paw. There's Stinky and Bit and Tid having a real serious talk about how they can be nice to people and still be safe. Oh, Bit, remember that time when that well-dressed woodpecker told us he'd give us a ride to the top of the tree if we'd step out of our anthill? Tid asked. That's right, Tid said. So how do we know who to be nice to? Asked Bit, now even more puzzled than before. There's a picture of the woodpecker trying to get them to come out of their anthill. Said he'd take them a ride up to the top of the tree. You think maybe he was hungry for ants? I think we ask our parents to help us make a be nice list. They're more older, and no anteaters or cats have eaten them. So they must know, announced Stinky. Good idea, agreed Ted and Bit, relieved to have an answer. And there they are. It looks like they're snacking on some candy. All of them. And they're starting to be friends again. Stinky? Yes, Bit? Did I ever tell you I was sorry for sticking you in the toe with that straw? Nope. Well, I'm sorry. I just didn't know how else to get your attention before you swallowed Tid. I understand. They're still very concerned about being nice to each other and still protecting each other. You're on our Be Nice list, right at the top. Thank you, Ted and Bit. You're on my list, too. Oh, look. Stinky and Ted and Bit are all going to be friends now. And that's the end of this story. And this special picture is a garlic clove, because it's fragrant, just like Stinky. Bye-bye.